Bryophytes are the oldest land plants on Earth and have been known to inhabit Earth for over 400 million years or more. Bryophytes are the second largest group of land plants, following Angiosperms with about 20,000 species worldwide. Although small, they can be very conspicuous, growing as extensive mats in woodland, as cushions on walls, rocks and tree trunks, and as pioneer colonists of disturbed habitats. They are mostly found in most terrestrial and some freshwater habitats, except marine environment. They are usually a few millimeters to several centimeters in height. They are normally associated with moist and shady environment, but a few species can tolerate a wide range of harsh environments.
Hello students, I welcome you all to today's lesson, which is about the oldest land plants on earth, known as bryophytes. At any one time, there are millions of different kinds of plants and animals in the world. In 1753, a Swedish scientist, Carolus Linnaeus, thought of an orderly system of classifying plants and animals. Plants are the very foundation of life on earth. The kingdom Plantae includes an amazing range of diverse land plants such as mosses, liverworts, ferns, conifers, flowering plants, and so on.
Plants can be placed into three major groups: non-vascular plants, vascular plants without seeds, vascular plants with seeds. Non-vascular plants lack vascular tissues. These are called bryophytes. This mainly include the divisions Bryopsida, that is, mosses, Anthoceropsida, that is, hornworts, and Hepaticopsida, that is, liverworts. Vascular plants without seeds are pteridophytes, which currently have 4 classes in the group. These are Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, and Pteropsida. Vascular plants with seeds are spermatophytes that contain 2 subgroups: non-flowering plants, Gymnosperms, and flowering plants, Angiosperms. Students, in today's topic, we will focus only on the non-vascular plants known as bryophytes. Let us discuss.
Bryophytes are non-vascular terrestrial plants of moist habitats, and these are most ancient and simple organisms as compared to the other groups like pteridophytes, Gymnosperms, and Angiosperms. There are over 20,000 species of bryophytes. These plants lack vascular tissue, means there is no specialized tissue for transporting water, and nutrients to other parts of a plant, and the plants are very small. They are found throughout the world, although more common in moist and shady areas. Bryophytes can be found in alpine regions where they are subjected to freezing, and some in deserts where they are desiccated most of the time. Bryophytes are seedless plants that lack roots, stems and typical leaves. They are small in size, ranging from 2 to 20 centimeter. ਬੱਚਿਓ, ਇਹ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਇਕੋਲੋਜੀਕਲੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਹਨ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਅਨਯੂਜੂਅਲ ਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਗ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ. For example, the so-called copper mosses grow only in soil, which is rich in copper deposits, and therefore they are called as indicator plants for copper. ਇਹ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਬਿਟੈਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਦੀ ਵਧੇਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਬਿਟੈਟ ਅਤੇ ਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਪਛਾਣ ਸਕੀਏ.
Habitat and structure of bryophytes. The habitations of bryophytes are widely varied and include bare rocks in the scorching sun to frozen alpine slopes. The bryophytes are mostly present in terrestrial habitats. Some bryophytes grow exclusively in dark and damp environment. Although bryophytes are most noticeable when they grow in dense mats, they can grow everywhere, including barks and exposed rocks where other plants can't grow. They can also be found on the walls. They are mostly found in moist, damp and shady areas. Many bryophytes are highly specialized and found in restricted habitats. One of the most abundant bryophytes, sphagnum, is found in bogs worldwide and forms peat, a source of fuel when compacted. As far as the general structure of bryophytes is concerned, it is differentiated into gametophytic plant body and sporophytic plant body. Let us first discuss gametophytic plant body. Gametophytes are thalloid, that is, not differentiated into true roots, true stem, and true leaves. The gametophyte is the green photosynthetic part attached to the substrate by threads or rhizoids. The roots are completely absent and they are replaced by thread-like rhizoids. These rhizoids are multicellular in moss like Funaria, as you can see here. The sporophyte consists of foot, seta or stalk, which elevates the sporangium or capsule. Typically, a portion called the calyptra protects and covers the developing capsule. Longitudinal section of capsule is shown here, which is showing calyptra, annulus, columella, seta, and numerous air chambers on the upper part. The capsule, when ripe, releases thousands of tiny spores. The sporophyte remains attached to the gametophytic plant body throughout the life. Bryophytes show heteromorphic or heterologous alternation of generation.
Students, ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਦੇ ਹੈਬਿਟੈਟ ਅਤੇ ਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣ ਲਿਆ ਹੈ। ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਲਗਭਗ 20,000 ਸਪੀਸ਼ੀਜ਼ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪਲਾਂਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੈਸਕੂਲਰ ਟਿਸ਼ੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ। ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਸਮੂਹ ਦੇ ਜੀਵ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਮਾਰਫੋਲੋਜੀਕਲੀ ਅਤੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਕਾਰਨਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਭਿੰਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਸੇ ਲਈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਅਤੇ ਰੀਪਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਆਧਾਰ ਤੇ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਡਿਵੀਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੰਡਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। So let us now study the distinct divisions of Bryophyta.
Classification of Bryophyta. This group of non-vascular plants has 3 divisions. Division Hepaticopsida or Hepaticophyta, that is Liverworts. Division Anthoceropsida or Anthocerophyta, that is Hornworts. Division Bryopsida, that is mosses. Let us see these divisions one by one. Hepaticophyta or Liverworts. Wort means plant or herb. A liverwort is a simple, rootless plant, but has a flattened leaf-like body. Liverworts get their name from their shape. Sometimes they look like a liver. They grow in damp areas and are pioneer species. Marchantia is the best known species of thalloid liverwort. It can usually be found in damp and humid places. The main plant body of Marchantia is gametophyte, which is usually called a thallus. The dorsal surface of thallus shows prominent midrib as shown here in the visual. The ventral surface of thallus shows the presence of rhizoids. The thalli also show cup-shaped gemma cups on dorsal surface. Riccia is the best known species of liverworts, which is usually found in damp and humid places. The main plant body of Riccia is flattened, somewhat leaf-like body, called a foliose as shown here. The second division is Anthocerophyta, that is Hornworts. In this class, the gametophyte is thalloid. Thalli are lobed, dorsiventral, and internally homogeneous without any differentiation of tissues. Hornworts are rare in Arctic regions and are usually found in moist, shady areas, although some do grow on trees. Anthoceros is common hornwort. The last division is Bryopsida or mosses. In Bryophyta, the mosses are the largest of the three classes. There are more than 15,000 species of mosses worldwide. Mosses are mostly found in moist, damp, and shady areas. They are also found on exposed rocks where other plants can't grow, and also on the walls. Mosses also have root-like rhizoids. Mosses and other bryophytes go through an alternation of generations. In alternation of generations, a sporophyte produces spores, which grow into gametophyte, which produce gametes. Common moss is Funaria, as shown here in the visual.
ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਓ, ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਦਾ ਹੈਬਿਟੈਟ, ਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਅਤੇ ਕਲਾਸੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੀਪਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਰੀਪਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। Reproduction in bryophytes takes place by these methods: vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. We will discuss these one by one. Let's start with vegetative reproduction. In bryophytes, vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation. In this, bits of thallus or even a single leaf from the moss plant are accidentally broken off. These bits can then regenerate to form a new plant. Now let us study asexual reproduction.
Asexual reproduction. In bryophytes, asexual reproduction takes place by gamma. You will see small circular cups on the gametophytes of thallus liverworts in the genus Marchantia. Within these cups, you can see some small green discs. Each of those is an exogenous gamma and may get splashed out by a raindrop or washed out by flowing water. The circular cup is called a gamma cup. Such leaf gammae are easily broken off and dispersed from the leaf, and each is capable of growing into a new plant. Production of gammae is fairly common in the bryophytes. Now, let us study sexual reproduction. As you know that a moss plant has typically a male branch and a female branch with rhizoids on the lower side. As we have already learned that the gametophytes bear male sex organs termed as antheridia and female sex organs termed as archegonia, as shown here. As the sex organs are typically borne in clusters, often surrounded by sterile hairs, these may also be borne in a head on a stalk in some species. When the antheridia are ripe, the anthrozoids are released. These anthrozoids, or sperm cells, then swim by means of two thread-like tails and are attracted chemically to the archegonium, where fertilization occurs to form a zygote. The resulting zygote is the start of the sporophytic generation. The formation of the zygote begins the second phase of the moss life cycle, where the zygote develops into a sporophyte. The sporophyte consists of three structures: foot, which anchors it to the gametophyte and helps to transfer water and nutrients from the gametophyte; a long erect stalk called seta; and a pod-like capsule at the end where spores are produced. A capsule may contain 4 to more than 1 million spores, depending on the species. In most mosses, the mouth of the capsule is covered by a lid-like operculum, which falls off when the spores are mature. If spores fall on a damp area of ground, it may germinate into a branching thread-like filamentous protonema in mosses or gametophytic plant body in liverworts, thus completing the life cycle. The complete life cycle of bryophytes is shown here.
ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਓ, ਇਹ ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆਰਗੈਨਿਜ਼ਮਸ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਕਈ ਉਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੂਰਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਮੌਸਸ ਆਪਣੀ ਪ੍ਰਕਿਰਤੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੌਫਟ ਐਂਡ ਐਬਜ਼ੌਰਬੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਬੈਡਿੰਗ, ਪੈਡਿੰਗ ਅਤੇ ਪੈਕਿੰਗ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਵਜੋਂ ਵਰਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਬੌਗ ਮੌਸ, ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਸਫੈਗਨਮ ਦੀ ਕਈ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇਹ ਪੀਟ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਕੰਪੋਨੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਫਿਊਲ ਅਤੇ ਹਾਰਟੀਕਲਚਰ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੰਪੋਸਟ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਐਬਜ਼ੌਰਬੈਂਟ ਅਤੇ ਐਂਟੀਸੈਪਟਿਕ ਗੁਣਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਨੈਪੀਜ਼ ਅਤੇ ਸਰਜੀਕਲ ਡਰੈਸਿੰਗ ਵਜੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ। ਬ੍ਰਾਇਓਫਾਈਟਸ ਦੇ ਇਕੋਲੋਜੀਕਲ ਰੋਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹਨ। More important perhaps are the vital ecological roles of bryophytes. On bare and disturbed ground, they are primary pioneers helping other plants to gain a foothold. Along with these uses, they act as a home to many plants and animals, particularly invertebrates, and provide a moist foothold for many other plants such as ferns and orchids. So we can conclude that these are important and useful organisms. Also, these are the oldest land plants on earth and have been known to inhabit earth form over 400 million years or more. Bryophytes are the second largest group of land plants, following Angiosperms with about 20,000 species worldwide. Students, we have learned enough about bryophytes, and this concludes our today's topic. Let's summarize all which we have learned so far. Plants are classified into three major groups: non-vascular plants, vascular plants without seeds, vascular plants with seeds. Non-vascular plants lack vascular tissues. These are called bryophytes. This mainly include the divisions Bryopsida, that is mosses, Anthoceropsida, that is hornworts, and Hepaticopsida, that is liverworts. These bryophytes are the most ancient and simple organisms as compared to the other groups like pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. There are over 20,000 species of bryophytes. The plants which lack vascular tissue means there is no specialized tissue for transporting water and nutrients to other parts of a plant. Bryophytes are seedless plants which may be either thelloid that lack roots, stems and typical leaves. They are small in size, ranging from 2 to 20 centimeter. They are mostly found in moist, damp and shady areas. Bryophytes can be found in alpine regions where they are subjected to freezing and some in deserts where they are desiccated most of the time. Bryophytes have a two-stage life cycle, sporophytic and gametophytic. Marchantia is the best known species of thelloid liverwort. It can usually be found in damp and humid places. The main plant body of Marchantia is gametophyte, which is usually called a thallus. Common moss is Funaria. So students, enough for today. Let's quickly check with some short questions what you have grabbed today. Be attentive. Here are some questions. My first question is, name any two liverworts. And the answer is Marchantia and
Riccia
are the two liverworts. And my next question is, name the plant in which rhizoids are multicellular. And the answer of this question is, Funaria is the plant in which rhizoids are multicellular. My another question is, list two characteristics of bryophytes. The answer of this question is, bryophytes lack vascular tissue, means there is no specialized tissue for transporting water and nutrients to other parts of a plant. Bryophytes are seedless plants that lack roots, stems and typical leaves. They are small in size, ranging from 2 to 20 centimeter. My another question to you is, name one common moss. And the answer is, Funaria is a common moss. And the next question is, name one common hornwort. The answer of this question is, Anthoceros is a common hornwort. My next question to all of you is, give the economic importance of sphagnum. And the answer of this question is, sphagnum in particular has many uses. It is the major component of peat used as fuel and compost. It is also used as a horticultural substrate and in the past as nappies and surgical dressings because of its absorbent and antiseptic properties. My next question to all of you is, name the three parts of sporophyte. And the answer of this question is, sporophyte consists of three structures. Number one is foot, second is
seta
and the third one is capsule. My next question to all of you is, name the three methods by which reproduction takes place in bryophytes. And the answer is, reproduction in bryophytes takes place by these three methods. Number one is vegetative reproduction, the second one is asexual reproduction and the last one is sexual reproduction. And my last question to you is, name the structure by which asexual reproduction takes place in bryophytes. And the answer is, asexual reproduction in bryophytes takes place by gamma. Hope I have made a successful attempt to clear your all concepts regarding bryophytes, which will help you in fetching good marks in the exam. Thanks for your cooperation and attention. Looking forward to the next class. See you then. Thanks.